Tonight's story is going to be Tangled by Disney. As you can see, this is my bookmark, my little baby, my angel, my precious. I love you. Wish you were here, baby. Let's start this off. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, a single drop of sunlight fell. It grew into a magical golden flower that could heal anyone in the kingdom. The queen was going to have a baby, and she was sick. The king sent his men in search of this magic flower to heal her. The king found it, and the queen was healed. The golden-haired baby princess Rapunzel inherited the power of the flower. The king launched lanterns into the sky to celebrate one night. Mother Gothel, I don't know her name, a woman who wanted to stay young forever, kidnapped Rapunzel to possess her magic. The king and the queen searched and searched, but they couldn't find the princess. Mother Gothel had hidden her in a tower where she could keep her forever and use her magic hair to stay young. As Rapunzel grew, her hair got longer, and Mother Gothel used it to climb up and down the tower. Rapunzel was not allowed to leave the tower, Mother Gothel told her. The world was full of wicked people. So Rapunzel spent her days with a chameleon, Pascal, waiting for the day that she could go outside. She dreamed of seeing up and close the lanterns that passed the sky on her birthday every year. When it was almost Rapunzel's 18th birthday, she blurted out to Mother Gothel, "I want to see the floating lights. I have to know why they are." But Mother Gothel teased her and coldly told her that she would never leave the tower. Rapunzel took her first step outside. Oops, I skipped a page, sorry. Meanwhile, in the kingdom castle, Flynn Rider, a great thief, stole the king's crown, and was on the run from the guard into the forest and left his partners in crime, the Stubberton brothers, with nothing. After facing many dangers, he stumbled upon Rapunzel's tower. Curiously, Flynn climbed higher and higher, but when he entered the tower, Rapunzel knocked him out with a frying pan twice. Rapunzel found the crown Flynn had stolen and hid it away in her tower. Just then, Mother Gothel returned and called, "Rapunzel, let down your hair." Rapunzel was in trouble. Luckily, she hid Flynn and tricked Mother Gothel into leaving for 3 days. Then it was time to face Flynn. Rapunzel and Flynn made a deal. She gave him the crown in exchange for a trip to see the lanterns. Rapunzel took her first step outside to fulfill her dream of seeing the lanterns up close. She cried out excitedly, "I can't believe I did this." Unfortunately, Mother Gothel soon found out about Rapunzel's escape and plotted to bring her back to the tower. Meanwhile, Rapunzel and Flynn came upon a place called the Snuggle Duckling. Met a band of ruffians. The ruffians recognized Flynn from a poster and wanted to turn him in, but she pleaded to them to return Flynn. Haven't you ever had a dream, Rapunzel? One, one over, one over the, one over the ruffians. They sang together and shared their dreams. Suddenly the king's guard, led by Maximus, the captain's horse, bursted in looking for Flynn. The ruffians helped Rapunzel and Flynn escape through a trap door in the tunnel. They told Rapunzel to live her dream. Maximus led the guard to Flynn and Rapunzel. Rapunzel and Flynn ran through the tunnel, followed by the guards and Maximus. The tunnel erupted into a dammed canyon. They seemed to be trapped, but Rapunzel used her hair to catapult them to safety. Soon Maximus broke the dam. Rapunzel and Flynn took shelter inside a cave to escape the flood of water, but a boulder covered the entrance, so water quickly filled the cave. Everything seemed lost. As the water rose, Flynn told Rapunzel he was an orphan named Ingerus Fitzherbert. Sorry, I beat that name up. And Rapunzel told Flynn she had magical hair that glowed when she sang. Guided by her bright hair, Flynn removed a boulder and they found a way out. That night, Flynn and Rapunzel made camp and sat by the fire, but Flynn had hurt his hand during their escape. Rapunzel used her hair's magic power to heal the cut. When Flynn went to gather wood, Mother Gothel appeared before Rapunzel and tried to convince her to go back to the tower. Rapunzel told Mother Gothel she had found someone and wanted to continue on her journey, but Mother Gothel laughed and told her to test Flynn's loyalty by giving him the crown. She reminded Rapunzel that the world was full of wicked people. With that, Mother Gothel disappeared into the woods. She met up with the Stumbling brothers, who had helped her get Rapunzel back. That next morning, Maximus charged into their camp after Flynn, but Rapunzel asked him to let Flynn remain free until her birthday was over. Rapunzel and Flynn finally made it to the kingdom. Rapunzel heard the ringing of bells and saw the kingdom bustling with life. She loved every minute of it, even got her hair decorated with flowers. She danced and celebrated alongside Flynn. At last, Flynn and Rapunzel took a boat to the lake and saw the floating lights. Rapunzel gave Flynn the crown as a gift, but because she believed in him, but he no longer wanted it. Flynn knew he had found the dream and he was meant to be with Rapunzel. Just as they were about to kiss, Flynn saw the Stumbling brothers and went to give them the crown to be free of his life of crime. But the brothers caught him and tied him up. Then they moved to take Rapunzel away. As Rapunzel ran and tripped and fell, then she heard a thump. Mother Gothel had knocked out the bandit brothers. She convinced Rapunzel that Flynn had betrayed her. Heartbroken, Rapunzel agreed to return with Mother Gothel to the tower. Both Rapunzel and Flynn had been tricked. Flynn awoke on a ship headed towards the king's guard, who arrested him on the spot. Meanwhile, Rapunzel laid in her bed, gazing at the small kingdom's flag in her hand, and then at her painting. Suddenly she realized the shocking truth. Rapunzel confronted Mother Gothel and the lost prince. I am the lost princess, she declared. She knew Mother Gothel was wrong about the world and about Flynn. As Flynn struggled against the guards and the Stumbling brothers confessed that Mother Gothel had tricked them into helping her, Flynn realized that he had to save Rapunzel and himself. Luckily, Maximus and the ruffians from earlier guided Flynn out of the castle. Flynn rushed to Rapunzel's tower. Flynn pleaded, Rapunzel, let down your hair. But Mother Gothel had tied up Rapunzel, and she struck Flynn when he had climbed into the tower. Rapunzel promised Mother Gothel that she would stay with her if she could heal Flynn. She would sacrifice her own freedom for true love. Rapunzel and Flynn were together for one last time. As she moved to heal him, Flynn cut her hair, which caused the magic in the hair to disappear. At that loss of Rapunzel's magic, Mother Gothel turned into an old woman and stumbled over the edge of the tower, which has last with his last breath. Flynn told Rapunzel, "You are my new dream," and she told him, "You are mine." As Flynn fell quiet, Rapunzel cried over him. When a teardrop fell into Flynn's cheek, the magic of her teardrop healed him. Rapunzel returned home, and the true family was able to be held to her real family and was able to be held by her mother and father. The queen pulled Flynn into the family hug, and Flynn felt for the first time that he had a home as well. With the last princess returned, it was proved that dreams really come true. And no matter how big or small, Rapunzel finally saw the floating lights. Flynn found a true home, and a royal family was finally together again. Rapunzel led her kingdom gracefully, and she and Flynn lived happily ever after. Well, that's the story for tonight, my little princess. I love you, and I truly wish you were here so I can cuddle with you, love on you, and just hold you, baby. I love you too, my queen. And I know things are fucked up right now, but I love you. Good night, my little princess. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, baby.